Hi, this is Mark Soden for Fog Machine Events. I'm here with Rick Schott and Mux Blank from Joker TV, and we're here to talk about what it takes to put together a program such as Joker TV.
Yeah,
How are you guys doing?
doing great.
Awesome so far.
All right,
Living the dream.
excellent. So it looks like you started a few years ago, and
Yeah,
you have a ongoing weekly show out of Athens, Georgia.
yeah,
And it's a really interesting grouping of a variety of styles, things on the heavier side,
yeah,
things on the noisier side,
yeah,
um, some hip hop. I've seen a lot of
yeah.
really interesting and innovative animation on your show.
Oh yeah,
And I just wanted to bring your show to the attention of people that are doing nonlinear, noisy, heavy things
yeah.
and need an outlet where they might submit them and actually get them aired,
Well,
to let
well,
them know.
Joker TV is definitely that platform. We got started June 2020.
Uh-huh.
This house where we base our operations out of. This was my band's practice space, and we also did house show events here. You know, we'd have bands from all over the country and around the world come through here to play shows in our backyard and in our practice space. So when the pandemic happened, we were like, well, we've got to keep doing something, and so we kept ourselves busy by starting Joker TV. And from the beginning, we tried to reach out to all the friends we've made when we touring and stuff like that in the past, and we said, hey, all you guys, send us what you got. If you've got some live performances, if you've got music videos, if you've got short films or animations, send that stuff to us because we're going to put the show together. And we got a really good feedback from everybody. So as we got started with the show, we just kind of taught ourselves what we were doing, how to work our equipment, and it just developed from there. So
So is or was AthFest part of the thing that you were promoting at this residence? Was that
well,
there or was that in Athens somewhere else?
yeah, AthFest is a big event that happens in Athens, Georgia, like every year. It's an annual event. So they close downtown, the streets down. They set up stages and they have bands playing all across town. So when we, like the first the 2020 AthFest got completely canceled, and so 2021, they were like, oh, we really want to do it again. And so at that point, we had been doing our show for a year. And so we were like, we can do a live stream version of the show. And, so we contacted them and we worked with them to develop, basically what we were going to produce. And so it was coverage of the event is what we had planned, but then the event actually got canceled for the second year, like a week. I guess it was like a
Yeah.
week before we actually did our broadcast. So we still kind of were like, well, we're gonna still do this because we were ready. So, and we had artists that were coming down to interview and stuff like that, and we really got to represent the hip hop community in Athens during that event. Pretty
Yeah, it
good.
was exciting
Well,
for sure.
it looked really successful,
So I appreciate that.
and it's really an interesting thing because you have the community outreach part of making sure that AthFest has a voice online when it can't be physical, and then you have the weekly thing that's going on ongoing, where it's some of some of the people are repeat
Yeah.
submitters, and so you see a few of these characters repeating themselves,
And
and
and we don't really repeat any certain specific piece, but we definitely try to show a good representation of every artist that we show on the show, because the more you hear from somebody and hear their name, the more likely you're going to recognize who they are when you see them come out with something brand new. So, you know, we feel like the service that we're providing is a promotional service, you know, but, you know, by having artists continue to submit to us over the years as they continue to release new material, you know, it develops a community and you know, friendships that
Right.
we've developed with the artists that we didn't know before Joker TV, you know. And so I mean, like you, for example, you know.
But
So
you know, the other thing that I like about the show is that, you know, it's all about inclusivity, and we're also encouraging artists, you know, to reach beyond what they would normally think they could do.
yeah,
And you know, we've had a few of them that went big. They got either on Amazon Prime or they got something on Netflix. And so
Wow.
that makes me all excited because I'm like, oh my God. And you know, we got that 6 degrees of separation
yeah,
down
That's
to one.
wild. That's
yeah.
awesome. Would you guys like to talk about yourselves and any musical activities that you have?
Sure. I'm in a band called Rat Babies. We're like a doom metal sludge type band. You can find us at Rat Babies. Let's see. I'm sorry, ratbabiesband.com. Or you can find us Rat Babies on Instagram or Facebook, and as well as Bandcamp. So, but we've been around here in Athens and have toured the southeastern United States for the last 15 or so years, you know. And so and then I do a solo project called Mr. Blank, which is more noise based and theater based. I wear costumes, I do set design, stuff like that, and I do a performance where I'm creating noise, but I'm also performing some sort of theatrical type element to it too. And then when I'm traveling, I do street performing and stuff like that. So
Like
And I'm a
bus?
spoken word artist, and I do, you know, some comedy, a lot of motivational stuff.
mhm.
I've done the Rabbit Box story. I was also in featured in a documentary called Leap of Faith. So,
Yeah,
you know, I'm one of those people that I don't pull any punches, you know, and I'm also not a quitter. So I never fold,
Well,
you know.
your directness is your superpower.
Yeah, and weakness too, because you know sometimes you know I'll say something or tell a story about something, and somebody will get offended.
Well,
You know, I'll give
that
you a
can
perfect
happen
example.
with anything, though. People are
Yeah,
offended.
I have a friend, and uh, he was some traffic ticket situation thing he got. Anyway, I was talking to his mother, and I told his mother this thing that turned into some sex story. And he says to me, I cannot believe you told my 66-year-old mother that story. I said, what are you talking about? I told my 89-year-old mom the same story. Why would I hold back on your mom?
yeah, yeah. There's times in the show that we have to, like, you know, tell him to like chill it out a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but you
Well,
know,
I appreciate those moments when it may get a little close to the envelope.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we've said we've joked around a couple times that we need to do like a non-rated, non-censored version of the show, but do pay-per-view, you know,
Right.
like a pay-per-view a version of the show, and let him just go off, you
Right.
know. But you know, we try to, we've got to follow YouTube guidelines, you know, so we have to, you know, walk that line at least a little bit, you know.
Now, see, he's the expert in terms of finding the material
Yeah.
and getting all that organizational stuff done. Okay. Me, on the other hand, you know, when I'm watching, especially when we're doing a rehearsal, I'm like pre-watching the show. I'm looking at figuring out what kind of questions would everybody else be afraid to ask, right?
Yeah.
So can I talk over you?
You can.
Oh,
Oh.
they're doing. I don't know if you
Oh.
can hear him over there. They're doing some work on the show right now, so they're
Oh,
getting some stuff ready.
well,
But
does he
Right.
want to interject something on the screen? I mean, does he want to stick his head in and say something?
he's busy. He can't right now. But that's T. Chad. He's our producer behind the scenes, and he likes it that way. So.
Well, how many people are on your team?
Well, on the main team, it's me, Rick, and T-Chad. But we have people that have volunteered over the last couple of years as production assistants, like C. Jenkins. She's actually here as well. If you wanna pop in, that she says no, but she's been helping out quite a bit lately. And then Maria and Lisa Rose and Becky.
Yeah.
Like we've had a couple different people that have done different things with the production. And when it started out, it was just me and T-Chad. And we got him roped in after a couple episodes. And he's been with us since then, so it's been us as that core, and the other people are come and go, depending on projects or depending on whether they have ideas to present to the project, and we're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for artists that have ideas of like, oh, we could do this or we could do that. We want to hear those ideas, so and at times different things we've done on the show has been different people's ideas that we tried out here and there. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just a short-lived project. So
The first couple episodes, it was like, okay, is anybody out there in the world? Yeah. And then, there was a couple of them where I'm watching and dude, I got nothing. All I could do was just say, that's right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That was awesome.
Well, isn't
But,
that most of like morning radio is just people agreeing with like the guy making the jokes, and
yeah.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's a lot of that.
Yeah.
So
And, but, it's funny because, as the shows evolved, the sets evolved. Like, okay, when we first started, we were on these two really uncomfortable wooden stools.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I got a promotion to a metal chair.
ooh,
It was a little more comfortable.
Yeah. And then that evolved into one of those, it was almost like one of them director chairs, but that you would take on a picnic.
Yeah.
And the problem was where my camera was, I had like all this equipment in front of me, so I couldn't really see the screen, for the TV. So I'd be kind of like moving my head back and forth, And then when we got the green screen, that's when we moved into a different room, and that kind of opened the door so we could be sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
But we used to be, kind of having this war because the green screen would be over both our chairs, right?
right.
And whenever we'd be sitting down, you move this way or that way, all of a sudden it's pulling the green screen on one way or the other. So me and him would be kind of having this green screen silent duel.
Yeah.
And then we got a second green screen, and then that opened up things even more.
Yeah.
I think I watched the episode where you had the chairs donated from Habitat for Humanity. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I felt like we just got a huge promotion.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's great.
They were a sponsor of the AthFest
Right.
thing that we did. And so, we went in there and when we first presented them with the idea of helping us out that way, we were like, we need at least 2 chairs and a couch for the guests to sit on, and then they were like, well, look, we'll lend you anything you want. And so we were like, okay, well, we want that, and that. And that was like how we furnished the production of our AthFest, thing. Everything behind the scenes, like everything we needed, we got from Habitat. And, of course, we returned most of that stuff, but they let us keep the couch, which we're using now, and they let us keep those 2 chairs that we still have here in the studio. So it was nice. It was a big help that they provided. So
But
Oh,
it's
that
funny. Like what a lot of people don't understand is, it's not like we have like big backers anywhere.
no,
I mean, and most of the time, it, the equipment and everything, it's just what we can afford. And sometimes you got to save up. Okay, hey, we want a green screen. That's going to be in 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah, and that's $60 right there.
Yeah,
So like that takes saving up a little bit, because we don't have any money.
yeah,
But and then a lot of the equipment, Teachon had some of this equipment already, and then a little bit of the sound equipment we've used in the past to record my band and things like that. So it was nice that we had a couple things already here, and you can see when you go back to episode 1 through 10, you can see all the struggles that we had with trying different gear, and some things worked, some things didn't, and we eventually kind of got to this place where we are now, and things they're working pretty consistently now. So we're happy.
yeah,
well, that's the joy of the experiment.
Yeah,
Is like I think the people that are involved in that have to have the willingness to accept that things are going to break, things are not going to work, and you just have to go through the whole thing with just sheer force of will.
yeah,
You just get in there and just do it.
just make it happen. Yeah.
and what's so funny is that, okay, so when he's pulling content, for the show, he'll say, "Oh yeah, I get enough content so that they're talking and everything. It'll be like right around an hour." Yeah, I don't think I've seen an hour this month.
Yeah,
It's usually 2 hours,
yeah,
hour and a half.
we're starting
Well,
to hit 2 hours almost now, but
you guys are verbal.
yeah,
Right.
It's
yeah, we like to talk too much. So,
I think it's kind of beautiful.
yeah, awesome.
On that happy note, this is Mark Soden for Fog Machine Events. I'm here with Rick Schott and Mux Blank of Joker TV. Thank you, gentlemen. Really a pleasure chatting. Have a good
It's
evening.
great to talk to you, man.
Great to
Okay.
talk to you.